The Forest Prince of Wenchi. Long ago, nestled in the heart of Ghana, there was a powerful kingdom called Wenchi, a land so rich, even the trees seemed to hum songs of joy. The skies were always blue, the rivers never ran dry, and laughter echoed from every hut. No one went hungry, no one was forgotten, the sick were healed, and justice danced in every corner of the land. At the center of this peace was a king wise, kind, and brave. The people loved him more than gold, and they trusted him more than the rising sun. Every year the kingdom came alive for the Warriors Tournament, a thrilling, fiery event where the strongest citizens battled for glory. The prize? A mountain of gold, a stretch of fertile land, and the people's eternal respect. Only Wenchi's own could compete, but even warriors from distant lands came just to watch. The king, generous as always, ensured that no one left empty-handed. Every drop of sweat was rewarded. Flutes sang. Each prince came bearing treasures, sacks of diamonds, robes of silk, horses with silver hooves. They danced, they boasted, they bowed. But Akose? She smiled politely, and refused every single one. But then a new chapter began. The king's only daughter, Princess Akose, had reached her 21st year. She was no ordinary royal. With eyes that sparkled like starlit water and a mind sharper than any sword, she was adored by all. Her father hoped to marry her into power, so he invited the 8 mightiest princes from across the continent to a grand birthday ball. And oh, what a night it was! The palace glittered under lanterns made of gold. Drums thundered. The room fell silent. The king's face darkened. The queen gasped. "Why?" they asked. "These princes come from lands of might and magic. An alliance with any one of them would make Wenchi invincible." Akose raised her chin and said, "I don't want riches. I want a warrior. One who is brave, kind, and strong. Not just in body but in heart." The king, though disappointed, agreed to her request. He sent a royal decree. He who wins the next Warriors Tournament, if chosen by the princess, shall have her hand in marriage. The news spread like wildfire. Across the land, warriors sharpened their spears. Boys who dreamed of greatness began training. And in the farthest corner of Wenchi, hidden deep in the forest, one young man named Ja heard the news too. He was 22. An orphan, abandoned at the age of 10, he had made the forest his home, living among monkeys, tracking leopards, and drinking from hidden springs. Though poor, he had strength, skill, and a soul untouched by greed. The villagers respected him, but few truly knew his pain. One day while hunting, Ja heard a piercing scream. An old woman was being attacked by a raging brown bear. Without a thought, he charged in, wrestled the beast, and defeated it. The woman, her eyes glowing like embers, pressed a small shimmering stone into his hand. "3 wishes," she whispered. "Hold it tight, think of me and speak your need. But only 3 times, Ja. Only 3. Before he could ask more, she vanished like mist in sunlight. Ja, puzzled but respectful, tucked the stone away. But as he walked back through the forest, a shadow moved behind him. Thwack! He fell. When he awoke, he was in chains. He had been kidnapped, sold into slavery, and taken to a faraway city. A cruel master whipped him, beat him, and forced him to work like a mule. 1 year passed in pain and silence. Then came the tournament. His master, hoping to be rid of him, forced him to join. "Go fight," he sneered. "Maybe you'll die and bring me some gold." Ja, weary but burning with silent fury, entered the ring. Day 1, the Battle Royale. 80 men. 1 arena. Only 10 would survive. The clash was brutal. Spears clanged. Dust flew. Men fell. But Ja, who had once fought hyenas with bare hands, moved like wind and struck like lightning. When the dust settled, he stood among the final 10. Day 2, the test of strength. Contestants had to carry giant boulders to the river, 5 kilometers away, and back. The first 2 to return would move on. Ja was the smallest. The crowd laughed. But before the race, he clutched the glowing stone and whispered, "I wish to have strength enough to finish this race." His arms surged with power. He flew past the others like a cheetah in a storm. He won. Day 3, the test of stamina. Only 2 remained. The final task: run twice around the entire kingdom. A feat no one had ever completed. Ya, his legs trembling, gripped the stone once more. Give me the stamina to finish. As the sun blazed high, he ran. Through forests, hills, villages. He ran past roaring rivers and singing children. Before nightfall he returned first. The kingdom erupted in cheer. The king, still wary, asked Ya where he came from. Ya bowed and said, I was born in Wenchi, raised by the forest. I was taken as a slave, but I never gave up. Princess Akose stepped forward, eyes shining. Then I choose him, she said. But the king frowned. A forest orphan? A slave? No, not unless you complete one final task. He pointed to a large warehouse and said, build me a ship, one that can travel both land and water. You have 1 week. If you succeed, you marry Akose. If you fail, you leave Wenchi forever. Ya bowed. In the quiet of the warehouse, he held the stone for the 3rd and final time. Give me the knowledge to build what no man has ever built. Days passed. The king waited smug. But on the 7th day, when he entered the warehouse, his jaw dropped. Before him stood a magnificent ship on wheels, crafted from enchanted wood and polished brass. It rolled across land like a chariot, and when placed in the river, it floated like a feather. The people roared with joy. The king, humbled, gave his blessing. Ya and Princess Akose were wed in a ceremony that lit the skies with fire and song. Ya became Prince of Wenchi, the boy who once slept under trees, now standing beside a throne. To this day, children in Wenchi still whisper his name. Ya, the forest prince. The orphan who became a legend. The heart that never gave up.